Hello, hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. This is your host here, Dr. Chris Segedembe on Parenting Without Tears. This is our Parents Are Us platform, and this is Parenting Without Tears. So it's going to be an awesome day. Thank you to all my friends, all my family members on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, everywhere, on all the social media platform, on Twitter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please tune in and get your friends to tune in. Press your share button. If you're on YouTube, please press your subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that whenever we upload a video, you will be notified of every video, and then you can be notified. God bless you as we enjoy our platform song by Ada. Yahweh, Yahweh, God bless you. Yahweh. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. From UK, from India, from Nigeria, from Sierra Leone, from Uganda, all over from America. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. Okay, we'll switch off the music and we'll get going. My name is Dr. Chris Agidembe. Okay, look. As you know, on this platform, we say it as it is, and we don't waste time. We go straight to the matter of the moment. Today we're going to be it's going to be a series. It's going to be either one of two or one of three of it's going to be the same title. We're looking at, in my video last week, I did promise you that I was going to do a teaching on house chores, how that our children can help around the home, around the house, what they can do, what you can get your children to do at age appropriate. Let's call it age appropriate chores that your children can do as they start to grow up, so that they can become industrious in life. Because statistic is saying that children that are raised on house chores, and this is nothing to do with being African or Asian, because I'm told some people say, oh, the Europeans don't get their children on house chores, is only an African thing. Or that's not true. In fact, this study was actually done by a Caucasian, and the study came out, and the result is that children that are raised on house chores actually end up becoming successful in life. They become industrious in life. They become responsible children. They grow up to become responsible adults in life. And so when you grow your children on house chores, and this came about in our training last week when we were talking about raising your children with intention, and raise them by training them and giving them chores to do. So I promised I was going to come back with age appropriate chores that you can raise your children on. So let's get going. There are many benefits when you have your children help around the house. There are many benefits you give them. In fact, when you give your children house chores, it makes them feel wanted. It teaches them important life skills. It helps to ease the workload for parents as well. Don't forget, as parents, we work, and we go out to work and earn for so that we can keep the house going financially. The father or whoever pays the mortgage or the house rent, and then the bills are there to pay, and all of that, and the children's school fees, food, clothes, you understand. And so when you have to now come home and do the chores, it does weigh down on you. It weighs down on you. So when you help the children, when you teach the children to do house chores, it eases the workload for parents. So, and like I say again, in our studies, the studies have found that when you give your children house chores from early age, it will teach them work ethics. It will teach them responsibility. It will teach them self-reliance, because then they won't have to rely on you. It will teach them, and other self vital life skills. I can imagine. A lot of I won't call them children now. They become adults, young adults. They go into university, and then they can cook. Some can't even still wash their clothes. Some end up living on, what do you call it, take away, and so they waste their grants and maintenance money on takeaway, because they've not been taught properly. They've not been taught to cook. Some of them end up still taking the washing home to their parents to wash for them. You understand? No, by the time a child gets to uni, he's already an adult, should be doing everything by himself. Everything basically that you are doing, that child should already be doing. You understand? Because children are capable of handling much more than some people think. They can. Even toddlers, toddlers can help with the smallest, simplest of chores. By the time, they are teenagers, they're capable of handling most of what their parents can do anyway. So that's why I say that by the time they get to become university students, they should already be doing everything we are doing as parents. But the key is to start early. Start your children off with small house chores, with small tasks at at a young age, and then you slowly teach them more complicated chores as they grow and get older. For instance, you can, excuse me, you cannot give a hot iron, looking for my water here, you can give hot iron to a toddler and ask that toddler to iron a shirt. You can't do that. That's not age appropriate. So you start small, and then you graduate them into bigger chores as they grow older. The older they grow, the harder the chores they have. So it's when it's complicated chores get given to older ones. So don't give an iron to a toddler or a child of 3 and be telling that child to iron the cloth. That will hurt the child. They won't know how to do it. But let's go into age appropriate. Let's take toddlers for instance, because babies, you can actually, babies are actually basically relying on you. They are dependent on you. So you can't get babies to do much. You can't get a 6-month-old child. You can't tell a 6-month-old child, bring that, bring this, bring child. You understand? So they rely on you. That's where you see total parenting, total absolute parenting, where your children are dependent on you. So those are babies. But let's take it from toddler age. You understand? So toddler age, like when we say toddler, we're talking about age group of 2 to 3, between 2 and 3. So they can complete simple tasks at home. You understand? When you start them, and you when you start, then you continue until they begin to test boundaries, as it is, as it were. They become older, and they begin to test boundaries. Sometimes they find that the idea of helping their parents, as or their caretaker or their older siblings, they find it the most exciting things they could do. You find toddlers like running around, can you bring this? And they go, and they're happy. And then they bring they bring the broom, and they're happy that they're doing it. It's so sweet. I love those moments, you understand? So, but it's important that, the primary way they learn about their world is through watching others do something, and then they copy their actions. So what you do also matters. What you do, especially with toddlers, because they will copy you. For instance, if you were to what do you call it? Let's assume this is a cup. You understand? And you put it in your mouth, the toddler will try that. You understand? They copy what they see. But what are let me give you some of the examples of what toddlers can do. One of the major ones is putting their toys away. So for instance, in the bedroom, if they or in the living room or wherever, their toys are everywhere, and everywhere scattered. Maybe they've been playing, they've brought their toys out. You get them to put their toys away. Don't put their toys away for them. Get them to put the toys away themselves. Even in schools, in kindergarten, in the nurseries, they get them to do that. The teachers don't do it for them. They get the toddlers, they get the children to clean up, to clear up, clear up their mess, clear up their desk, put all the, put the various puzzles and toys and, learning materials back to where they're supposed to be. You're teaching them to be self-reliant when you start to do that, so they can put their toys away. They can fill up like they know a dog, for instance. If you keep animals, maybe you have a cat or a dog, there's a food bowl, maybe there's a food bowl in there. They can put, they can fill it up. So you obviously teach them the food belongs to the animals, not to them. So they don't eat, if they don't see you eat the animals food, they shouldn't be eating it. So they can help you fill the bowl, the cat bowl, the dog bowl. They can put their clothes in the hamper, like the laundry basket. They can wipe the basement with socks on the baseboards with socks on their hands. You understand? They can pile up books and magazines on shelves and tables. So say for instance, there's some magazines and some books. They can pick them and put them on shelves. They can put them on tables for you. So toddlers can do all that. They can help to make their bed. They have their small beds, their small baby bed or toddler bed. They can help as as you're trying to make their beds. They can be making it too until they start to now pull the quilt here, the bedspread here, the bed sheet here, the pillow here. They shake the pillow, put the pillow here and there, and they can also mop small areas. They're walking, they're walking. As long as they're walking, they can do certain things. So they can hold the mop bucket, the mop. Maybe obviously you have to squeeze the mop for them in the mop bucket. You squeeze it, then you start to now clean the ground and clean the floor. So they can do that. Not vigorous though, of course, you understand. Not vigorous, not intense, but something light within the scope of height as well. You understand, so that you don't have because they can be up to mischief sometimes. The toddlers, they can sit that inside the mop bucket and start to do messy play with the mop bucket. There's the mop water in there. They can start to splash on it, so you have to be on the watch out. And then you can have, if you have sand around, they can start to pour or powder around, so you have to watch out. As toddlers are helping you to clean, they may also help you mess up the entire area. So they may be up to, maybe you give them a task or a chore, and they're on that chore, because their attention span is very short, so they may be distracted by something else. So for instance, if you have a bottle of like let me take this thing for instance. This is like a cleansing lotion, and so if you have it open, for instance, a toddler may start to pour that and find that interesting, you understand, and he's happy and excited because it's splashy. That's what you call messy play. And they get excited and they can rub it all over, and then they will even have the guts and the audacity to say, "Mom, look, Dad, look," and they're excited and happy about it. So you've got to be on your toes, you understand. They're helping you out, but also they can really mess your environment. So as you're teaching, so don't, with this age group, the toddlers, don't leave them on their own. Be warned. Don't leave toddlers on their own. Keep an eye. As you're teaching them, you keep an eye on them, because as they're helping you clean, they can also mess the whole place up within. Talk about certain things toddlers get up to. They may go to the toilet. They may put their head on inside the toilet bowl and start to splash with their head in the toilet bowl. To them it's fun. To them it's play. To them it's, whoa, this is exciting. They may even drink from the toilet bowl if you're not careful. So this particular group of children need to be inspected. They need to actually be looked over. You understand? You're there looking over them, making sure they're actually doing the chores, not messing up. Yeah, okay, that's the toddler group. Then we go to the second group. The second group, we call them the preschoolers. I've done a lot of videos, and I've done parenting toddlers, parenting babies, parenting preschoolers. Go back again also, look through all our videos and watch them. So in case you are actually raising babies, toddlers, preschoolers, whatever age group, there's a parenting style for each age group. You understand? You don't use the same parenting style for all of your the children at all the age groups. You understand? You use different style for different age groups, so you can go back and watch those videos. So we're looking at chores at the moment, so the appropriate age appropriate chores for each of these groups of children. So we've looked at the toddlers. We've said that the babies are, independent. They are dependent on us, so we have to do all the work for the babies. But the toddlers, you start to give them chores. But now the preschoolers, these are ages 4 to 5. When your child is 4 and 5, they still feel the same desire to help their parents, because they're still learning through copying their elders. They're learning through copying you, they're copying your spouse, they're copying their siblings, their older siblings. And at this age, there are even some chores that they can do without supervision. Typically, they'll be the ones that will begin doing what toddlers are doing anyway, and they would have been doing what they were doing when they were toddlers. Typically, you won't need to tell them anymore. Certain things now become part of them. Certain chores now like bringing the plates, clearing the plates, taking the what do you call it, utensils to the tables, and setting up the tables with fork, the cutleries and spoons and and plates. How mom, can I help? They automatically will go and pick the plates, put on the tables, pick the cutleries, put the tablecloths and put on the table. And when you finish eating, because you have taught them, being toddlers, they automatically pick up the plates again, take it to the kitchen sink. Obviously, sometimes they may only be able to handle 1 or 2 at a time, maybe not be able to pack the plates for the entire family, but they will be able to, so they will already automatically be used to doing a lot of the chores, especially the ones they were doing when they were toddlers. You understand? So but somehow, though, they are naturally talented, that certain things you won't even need to teach them. And the reason is because they've started to master the skills that are necessary to complete the tasks unsupervised. So unsupervised, you won't need to supervise them, because they've mastered the skills to actually do those chores. You understand? So when you look at preschoolers, they have what I call hand-eye coordination. That one increases their hand-eye so their hand can do stuff, and their eyes can do stuff, and they can merge the two together, and so the two coordinate, and then they're able to carry out the task and the activity. You understand? And then as they grow, they're able to follow more complex instructions as and when you give it to them. So although toddlers will need to be told each individual step associated with the task, the preschoolers, a lot of the times they would have master the skills to do them, so they don't really need as many instructions, although you still need to give them instructions, maybe up to about 2 or 3 times, and then they start to follow automatically once you instruct them. You understand? So they'll do all of the chores that the toddlers are doing, and when the ones they were doing as toddlers. But then in addition to all of that, then they start to make their own bed without supervision. With the toddlers, you need to supervise the toddlers. Like I said earlier on, a lot of the activities the toddlers do, you need to supervise. But with the preschoolers, they can do certain chores without supervision. They can make their bed, they can clear the table without supervision. The 4-5-year-olds can clear the table. In fact, they will do it fast. They can even wash plates now. You understand? Without supervision. They can pull weeds in the garden. You're cleaning the garden and all of that. They can pull weeds for you and pull it out. They can use the handheld vacuum. They can use the handheld vacuum to actually vacuum crumbs and room edges and all of that. They can do all those chores. The preschoolers can also water flowers. You have your flowers. They can put the water in for you and water it for you, without being supervised. They can put away utensils, like I said earlier on. They can wash you. This is the time when you can start to get them to wash plastic dishes, but you supervising them now. When they start to wash dishes, you need to supervise them. And this period, wait, don't give them breakable or glass utensils, or to wash yet. You try them with plastic excuse me, utensils, plus like plastic dishes. They can do spoons, forks, plates and all of that. You can try them with that, but you need to assist them, or get a sibling, an older sibling, to assist them. But then you also, an older sibling can be laying or tidying or setting the table. The preschoolers can assist the older siblings, if you know what I mean. Say for instance, the sibling is setting the table where okay, say for instance, a bowl of food. You have your big dishes where you put the different food dishes, and you like you could put rice in a bowl. You understand? You won't give that bowl to that preschooler to go and put on the table that set, but you give it to the sibling, and then the preschooler has the takes the plates or takes the cutlery, as the sibling is taking the big pot of not pot bowl of rice, big bowl of vegetable, big bowl of whatever is meant to be eaten that day, or whatever is in the dinner, in the menu that day. And so they help the older ones, they assist their sibling to do the complex chores, as it were. You understand? They can bring in light groceries. For instance, maybe you went to the supermarket, you went food shopping, you are now back home. They can help you take some of the goods out from the car. Small bags, light, not heavy. Don't give them what do you call it, don't have a glass of juice and you're giving it to the preschoolers or toddlers to carry for you, because if it drops and it breaks, it will hurt them. So you need to you need to be careful and safeguard them so they don't hurt themselves. So let them have the light goods, bags to carry in, and then they take it in for you. And then they can sort out laundry into like whites and colors before you wash them. So for instance, before you wash your laundry, you get your preschoolers to separate them: red here, blue here, the whites, put all the whites together so they can separate, and then you do them in batches. So you do the white first, or the colored ones first, or whatever. So they can help you with the those things that go inside the washing machine, like the color separators, saints, what do you call them, like Lenore and all of that, that you use to actually perfume your clothes. You understand? So they can help in preparing that. For instance, they can hold the cup of the Lenore, and as you pour inside the cup, they hold it and they can then pour it. You can raise them, lift them to pour it inside the machine hole where it goes into. So they can help with all of that. They can help to match your socks together. And so this is the socks that goes with this. This sock goes with this. This is the left, this is the right, and it goes with this. They can help with all of that. They can help dust with you dust with a cloth. For instance, maybe they can do the dusting for you. Help them, teach them, give them the dust, and get them to dust the chair, the cushion, the sitting room settee, and they can do all of that. Or some of us will have this long dusting duster where they take it, and then they take it through the curtains, the chairs, and all of that, and they dust away the dust. They can do that. They can care for the animal. If you have animals, they can bring out the food, like I said earlier on. With toddlers, can even do that as well. They can fill the plates for the animal, the cat, the dog, the hamster, and whatever else. You don't have deadly animals in the house where you have children. Some people keep snakes, some people keep some seriously dangerous animals, saying that they've been tamed. Please give me a break. Some of them have been known to eat up the owners, those who are keeping them, because animals belong in the wild. Those that belong in the wild belong in the wild. If you're keeping snake, I don't like even the thought of it. Keeping a snake. One day he will start to play with you and you think that he's playing. He's just looking for a way to size you so that when he will eat you up alive, you just so be careful. So don't say you love animals and you want your child to play to help you feed the snake. Be careful what types of animals you have in the house. So and then they can water the dishes for you. Oh wow! Look, oh my God! I always knew that we're going to do this because time. I've not even. It's almost like I've only just even started. You understand? And time is up already. Oh my God! Okay, look, listen. We're looking at chores. We're looking at how you can train your children, and we're looking at age-appropriate chores for each of the children, which of the groups, each of we have the baby group. We group parenting. There's groupings when it comes to parenting. You have the babies, you have the toddlers, you have the preschoolers, and then you're going to have we have other age group. Before we get to the teenagers, we have the primary schoolers, and then before we get to the teenagers. So we've looked at appropriate chores for the toddlers and the preschoolers. Those are the ones we've covered today. Next week we're going to continue, and we're going to continue with the primary age group. I hope that you've been blessed today, and that you'll be able to share this with other people, because a lot of people have, how do I know what to teach them? How do I set boundaries? How do I know what they can do, what they should? Because a lot of people think that certain chores will be classed as child abuse. No, there's no such thing as child abuse when you're training your children and training them to do chores that are age appropriate. Like I said, you can't give an iron, for instance, to a toddler and tell a hot iron. You're telling the toddler to go and iron. That if that child hurts himself, that would be an abuse. So we need you to be age appropriate. You understand? Hey, I hope you've been blessed. God bless you. My name is Dr. Chris Ogidembe. This is our platform, Parenting Without Tears. We're here every week loading you with information on how to be an excellent parent, because we know God has given you those children to be a blessing to the world, to the universe, because every child matters and every child is our child. Every child is an assignment. Every child is a destiny. Every child is on an assignment here on earth, and we know that you're going to succeed raising those children. They will not be terrorists, but they will be deliverers. They will be helpers of destinies in the name of Jesus. The children we're raising, they're going to the House of Parliament, they're going to the White House, they're going to the governor's house, they're becoming senators, prime ministers. They're taking over territories, they're taking over the judiciary system, they're taking over the world of politics, they're taking over, and they're going to rule the world, they're going to rule nations. We're going to flush the devil out of every sphere of influence, and our children are going to reign and rule so that this world can be made a better place. God bless you. I celebrate you. I salute you. Happy parenting, and do have a good life. Have a good weekend. I'm going to be coming again your way next time. God bless you. Dr. Chris Ogidembe. Please like our page. Do the sharing. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Please press the subscription button and press the bell button as well, so that you can be notified whenever we come online. And of course, you want to set that notification so that you are notified on all of the social media platform once we come your way again. I love you. I celebrate you, and I salute you. God bless.